Dear students, welcome to the next lecture in this course on signals and systems. Today we are going to start the next unit, that is the third unit. Okay, so this unit is actually about the Fourier series and Fourier transform. Okay, so before starting the topics of this unit, let me just go back to the our previous discussions or the topics in the previous units. So in the previous unit, the input signal was expressed as a weighted superposition of time shifted impulses, and in that case then the output was given by the weighted superposition of time shifted versions of the system's impulse response. So the expression for the output that resulted there was termed as convolution, isn't it? So basically the concept of this convolution, it uses uh, the time shifted impulses. Okay, so what I wanted to say is that in our previous unit, the signal was represented in terms of this time shifted impulses, isn't it? Now in this unit, that is the third unit, we will explore another type of you can say representation in which the signals can be represented. Okay, so the up till now the signals are being represented in terms of this time shifted impulses. Now we will explore another type of representation into which these different signals can be represented. Okay, so this another type of representation, actually it is the uh, it is the complex exponential. So these signals, the different signals can also be expressed in terms of the complex exponentials. Okay, so if a signal is periodic signal, so it can either be expressed in terms of these complex exponential or in terms of the different sine or cosine signals. Okay, so that is another type of representation of signals. Okay, so this actually representation is called the Fourier series representation. Okay, so in this unit we will start with this particular, you can say, method of representing the signal, that is called the Fourier series. Now in this Fourier series, any periodic signal uh, can be represented by its Fourier series. That means actually to represent the signals either in terms of the complex exponentials or in terms of the different sine or cosine components. Okay, so if the signal is represented in terms of the complex exponential signal, so that is called as an exponential Fourier series. And if the signal is being represented in terms of different sine and cosine components, then that is called the trigonometric Fourier series. Okay, so any, you can say, any non sinusoidal periodic signal can be represented in terms of complex exponentials or in terms of sine and uh, cosine components. Okay, so just write it as sine and cosine waveforms, which actually leads to the Fourier series. Okay, so you can also say it like that: the Fourier series is that mathematical tool with the help of which you represent any periodic signal as the sum of the harmonically related sinusoids. Okay, so this was the one difference, that in the previous unit the signal was represented in terms of time shifted impulses, whereas in this unit we are going to represent the periodic signal in terms of the complex exponential or in terms of the sine and cosine waveforms. Okay, one more thing is that up till this point, that is so far, we have considered only the time domain descriptions of the continuous time signals and systems. So whatever we have studied up till now in the first 2 units, that was about the time domain description of the continuous time signals and system. Now in this particular unit and in the next unit also, we will just explore the concept of frequency domain representation. Okay, and in that we will actually see that how we decompose these periodic signals into their frequency components. Okay, so this is also one important point which you should remember, that in this unit and the next unit we are actually going to have the frequency domain description of the signals. Okay, we have completed the time domain description. Now we are focusing on the frequency domain description of the signals. Now let us quickly uh, start the first type of the Fourier series, and that is the trigonometric Fourier series. Okay, so before starting the Fourier series, there are certain conditions uh, which are called the Dirichlet conditions. Okay, and they have to be satisfied if the Fourier series have to existing. Okay, so once these conditions are satisfied, then that means the Fourier series exists for that particular signal, otherwise not. Okay, so there are three conditions in particular. The first one is that if any signal is discontinuous, then there are a finite number of discontinuities in the period t. Okay, so if let's suppose that if a periodic signal is there, xt equals to x of t plus t. Okay, so if this is a periodic signal, then it can be expressed by the Fourier series, provided that these three Dirichlet conditions are being satisfied. Okay, so first one is that if it is discontinuous, okay, uh, then there should be finite there are finite number of discontinuities in the overall period t. Okay, so this was the first condition. The second condition is that it has a finite average value over the period. So finite average value, okay, over the complete period t. And one more condition is that it should have a finite number of positive and negative maxima. It has a finite number of positive and negative maxima. Okay, so these conditions have to be satisfied in order that the Fourier series is existing. Okay, so now any signal xt can be represented by its Fourier series by this expression. So this is the expression I am writing. So xt equals to a naught plus summation n equals to 1 to infinite an cos n omega t plus bn sin n omega naught t. Okay, now these a naught, an and bn, they are the Fourier series coefficients. Okay, so in short they can be write it as the Fourier series coefficients. Okay, so now these coefficients can be obtained by the given signal by using these mathematical relations. Okay, so a naught equals to 1 by t integral 0 to t xt dt. Then an can be obtained by this formula, 2 by t integral xt dt. Oh, let me just correct it. xt cos n omega naught t dt, integral limit from 0 to t, and bn can be obtained by using integral 0 to t xt sin n omega naught t dt. Okay, so these three parameters, that is an, a naught, an and bn, which are called the Fourier series coefficients, they can just be obtained by the given signal. Whatever signal is being given, from there it can be obtained by using these mathematical relation. And once you got the value of a naught, an and bn with you, you can just obtain the Fourier series expression by putting all the values in this Fourier series expression. Okay, so this is the trigonometric Fourier series expression. Now there is another form which is called the polar form representation of Fourier series, and it is just obtained by using the trigonometric series coefficients. Okay, so if you have the value of a naught, an and bn with you, then first I will write the representation. This is called the polar form representation. N equals to 1 to infinity Cn cos n omega naught t plus theta n. Okay, now this C naught is equal to a naught, and this Cn is equal to under root an square plus bn square, and theta n is equal to tan inverse of minus bn over an. Okay, so if you have the values of a naught, an and bn with you, you can anytime convert the trigonometric Fourier series into this polar form representation by calculating the coefficients C naught and Cn and theta n. Okay, so you just have to put these values there and you can get the polar form representation.